Tonight on Denver 7 News at 6.
Think about from where we started to where we are.
6 hours and counting until every adult in Colorado is eligible for the vaccine. We'll help you get signed up.
It's an added level of comfort.
Lawmakers look to hold law enforcement to a higher standard.
This bill is about holding those individuals accountable.
And the Rockies and their fans return to Coors Field.
I think it's really nice, and I'm really excited to see the Rockies play.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for watching Denver 7. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Jessica Porter. 2.5 million Coloradans are currently eligible to receive the coronavirus vaccine. At the stroke of midnight, another 2.2 million will join them.
A little over 1 million have already been fully immunized, so that leaves about 3.5 million more people waiting for one or more doses. A lot of people, though, that's navigating some unfamiliar territory.
But this is not the time to hurry up and wait. Someone is going to book that next appointment, and it might as well be you. Denver 7's Liz Gilardi shows us how to claim a spot in line.
Drive up mass vaccination sites and appointments at local hospitals. Coloradans are lining up to get the COVID-19 vaccine with more than 2.2 million doses administered so far.
Everybody in Colorado is eligible as of tomorrow, Friday.
The vaccine will be available to everyone age 16 and up this Friday. People in that group are already rushing to make appointments.
Right away. Yeah, as soon as we could get in.
Kathy Wood used the UC Health app to sign up. She's getting her first shot on Saturday.
It was a really easy, organized process. I think that's great. I think the more people that can get vaccinated, the better.
The most important thing is scheduling an appointment, but you can pick the option that works best for you. Governor Jared Polis stopped at one of 6 mass vaccination sites. This one at Ball Arena in Denver is set to distribute 2,000 doses per day next week.
And different people want to get their vaccine in different ways. Some like their local pharmacy, some like a hospital, some like this drive-through because you literally don't have to get out of your car and you're in and out in 20 minutes.
The state of Colorado has a list of vaccine providers at covid19.colorado.gov, or you can call 1-877-CO-VAX-CO for more information. United Healthcare launched an online vaccine locator, and at UC Health, you can schedule an appointment online or over the phone.
With this whole process, we've asked people to be patient. My big thing is go get your vaccine. That's the most important thing. Don't be shy about this. Even if it's going to take a couple of weeks, go get your vaccine. That's my main message right now.
You just might have to wait, but Governor Polis is optimistic about the rollout.
If you can't get it tomorrow or the next day, you will get it the next few weeks. There's going to be enough for everybody by the end of May.
Liz Gilardi, Denver 7.
Still have questions? Head to thedenverchannel.com and read through our vaccine guide in either English or Spanish. You'll find a wealth of information on where you can sign up and how to do it. Senator John Hickenlooper stopped by the Malley Senior Center in Inglewood today to greet people giving and getting vaccines.
Hick seemed happy to see the process moving along so swiftly, and he's also confident that something approaching normal is close at hand.
We've got another month or two of mask wearing and make sure everyone gets vaccinated, and then we can start going to the big concerts and jammed restaurants and all the things that make, well, at least for me, because I'm such an extrovert, makes life so exciting.
We also had the opportunity to ask the senator about the King Soopers shooting. He told us he's tired of attending funerals and the time to pass gun control legislation is now.
Every one of these shootings has these same incredible, just sad, the words can't describe it. It was story after story after story. And I think, you know, every shooting, there's a certain number of people that say, oh, well, enough is enough, and you know, now we're going to do it. I don't want to talk about it. I want to go to work on it.
President Biden is pushing Democrats to hold a vote on expanding background checks. Passage is unlikely.
Well, several groups are now calling on Governor Polis and Attorney General Weiser to investigate claims that air quality inspectors are being told to ignore pollution concerns and expedite permits. A whistleblower also says the only sites that receive top-down inspections are the ones that may draw scrutiny from the public.
The revelations this week we view as in some respects the tip of the iceberg. There is a pattern of practice of putting the polluter's interests first. They get fees paid when they approve permits, and so there's an incentive for them to approve as many permits as possible. Permitting is work, and I think that they would rather just make it as easy as possible. So I think there's a bureaucratic incompetence at play here.
The state health department told Denver7 it cannot comment on specific matters, but insists it is committed to reducing pollution.
Another 1,600 cases of coronavirus and 12 deaths were confirmed in Colorado today. 380 people are in the hospital with either confirmed or suspected cases.
The state health department's monitoring 580 COVID outbreaks right now. A frat house at the School of Mines, the Denver Women's Correctional Facility, and a KFC in Firestone are among the latest to make the list.
Lakewood police shot and killed a man today after he allegedly tried to shoot SWAT officers from the balcony of his apartment. Investigators later learned the weapons used were airsoft guns. Officers were not hurt. Denver police say 2 people were shot at Federal and Alameda this afternoon. Both are in the hospital. Their conditions have not been released.
Police accountability is back on the agenda at the state capitol. Denver7 political reporter Megan Lopez tonight on what lawmakers want to change and how that's going over with law enforcement.
Nearly a year after the chance for change.
Hands up!
After Colorado passed one of the most comprehensive police accountability laws in the nation, once again state lawmakers are taking a closer look at law enforcement and their role in the community in the form of 3 bills. The first bill, introduced by Democrats,
this bill is really kind of a cleanup bill for Senate Bill 217.
Changes the law for how officers are allowed to use deadly force.
What we wanted to do was make sure that there was no confusion, that deadly use of force had to be used as a last resort.
It also applies the changes from last year to the Colorado State Patrol and Colorado Bureau of Investigations.
Qualified immunity will no longer apply to State Patrol. I'm proud to say the State Patrol supports that.
The bill includes more rules around body cameras, but also allows for more due process for officers. Not everyone likes the legislation, though. The Fraternal Order of Police says it was surprised by the use of force changes. A separate bill introduced by Republicans does some of the same things.
Senator Cook, tell us about your bill.
Meanwhile,
we'll be one of the first in the nation.
A bipartisan group has brought a first-in-the-nation bill to change how agencies report potentially problematic officers. It stems back to the Brady List that tracks officers who may have credibility issues.
An officer that lied on the stand or in a police report, an internal investigation, that goes to his credibility, his or her credibility.
Under the bill, that list must be given to a district attorney to turn over to the defense to use in court cases.
Some officers, though, do not live up to the high standard of their profession, and this bill is about holding those individuals accountable so that criminal defendants are treated justly.
Police agencies have voiced support for that change.
Law enforcement is 100% behind it because of that, because they want to be transparent.
Not everybody agrees with all of the merits of all of these bills, but they say the goal is to hold Colorado law enforcement to a higher standard. Megan Lopez, Denver7.
A Jefferson County deputy was involved in a crash today at South Kipling and Coal Mine Avenue. It's unclear who caused the collision. No one was seriously hurt.
Fort Collins police looking for a man who robbed a bank this week. Investigators say he acted like he had a gun and got away with some cash. He might have taken off down Columbia Road, so if by any chance you have a doorbell camera, give it a look, see if you have any footage of him.
Hanging Lake reservations went online today, and shockingly, there are still spots available. Tickets are $12 and hikes start in May. Meanwhile, trails in Glenwood Canyon reopened today for the first time since last year's Grizzly Creek fire. Anyone hiking those or Hanging Lake can expect incredible views and a workout. Well, every year we raise money for Feed Colorado, and every year you deliver.
We think this campaign could be the biggest yet. If you'd like to donate, please call 303-777-7492 and chat with one of these fine volunteers right here, and we promise your money will be put to good use.
And I'm proud to say that since we've started this drive, we've collected over 4 million pounds of food that goes to soup kitchens and food pantries and Meals on Wheels for seniors.
Phone lines are open until 6:30. You can also donate non-perishable goods at ARC thrift stores or BOK financial locations.
The roar of the crowd. It's opening day at Coors Field.
Batter up.
Base hit, run scores, tie ball game.
And knock them down.
Get some libations, enjoy the game. Let's go Rockies.
We're talking Rockies and the businesses making bank off their return after the break.
It warmed up beautifully today, and even warmer days are on the way.
Friday morning, every Coloradan 16 and older becomes eligible for the coronavirus vaccine. And some want to share their news. We're going 360 on publicizing your vaccine shot, encouraging to others, or an invitation to scammers. Tomorrow morning, watch Denver7.